Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming to the Veterans Day Parade. Toms River Police Department Color Guard. Behind him is the Township Governing Council and the Mayor. And Congressman Andy Kim. For those who don't know, the mayor is the one with the baseball cap. Our grand marshals for the parade. Coach 6063, Veterans of Foreign Wars, Toms River High School South, marching band. Purple Heart, Chapter 36. American Legion Rider, Post 129. American Legion Post 129 is American Legion Auxiliary. Commander Peter Chappatelli. And now we have the Jackson ROTC. Intermediate East High School Band. And comes River High School East Band. We have a flatbed truck with disabled veterans. Chapter 164 and 24. have the Pinelands Antique Vintage Tractor. It was working in field early this morning. Caregiver Volunteers of Central Jersey. Destroyer escort sailors, known as the Tin Can Sailors. And submarine vets. We have the Destroyer Escort Sailors Association along with submarine vets.
The drums are coming. You want to see them do the drums again? The drums are coming with flags. Remember the big flags? They're coming, guys. They're coming to see you. Here they come. Here they come. Let's hear them. Can you hear the drums?
Essay winner, Libby Diamond. Toms River North Military Club, followed by High School North and Intermediate School. Vintage Auto Club. Jojo Placenti. It's never too cold for his shorts. Intermediate South Marching Band. National Guard unit. Fire Company number 1. Fire Company number 2. Dover, Fire 1. Silverton Fire Company. Silverton First Aid. Consumer EMS. South Consumer EMS. I'd like to mention to everybody, turn your eyes skyward. We are going to have a flyby at 11 minutes after 11. We have 2 minutes to go. You will be able to hear the pilot speaking. They're just flying over Ocean County College now, and they'll be here any minute. The Public Affairs Officer, Mike Milo, will be speaking on a two-way radio to the pilot.
Good morning, veterans. Mike Miller from the Ocean Air Support Squadron. We fly to Miller Airport for the volunteers for the Ocean County Sheriff's Department. Our flight is over Ocean County, actually they're over the Ocean County Mall right now. The route of flight will be the college, Ocean. Roger that. Our pilot is flying the lead plane, this is Bonanza. John Hermack was down here, former F-16 pilot out of Atlantic City. He's supplying the, here they are now. You're clear for chatter, John.
Eyes skyward.
You're clear, chatter.
The Ocean Air Support Squadron would like to thank all of our veterans on behalf of our very grateful nation. And we really take over some production and let us know we're free only so long as remain the home of the brave.
Sorry. Can you make a second pass for photos? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy your day.
It'll be south to north then.
Yeah, copy that, south to north.
Is that what's on? No?
I welcome you to this year's celebration of all the fine military individuals that have signed on the dotted line over the centuries. All gave some, and some gave all. But today we honor them all, past, present, and future. This is your day. And of all those that never served for whatever reason, they are here to show respect for you. We, as veterans, hear it much more frequently today as opposed to past times, but we're hearing it now. Thank you for the acknowledgement. So from me to you, thank you for your support and concern for our veterans. And to all my veteran brothers and sisters, thank you for your service. At this point, I want to introduce Reverend Mazer for the invocation.
Let us pray. The Bible teaches us, O Lord, that in this world we will have tribulation, but be of good cheer, for you have overcome the world. Because of your promise to us, we look forward to the hope of eternal happiness, and we praise your holy name this day. In your eternal plan, you created a people to bear your image. You have shown us the capacity to demonstrate great love toward one another. And this is evident in the veterans we honor this morning. They have made personal sacrifices for the safety and the advancement of our great republic. Veterans go long hours without sleep. They stand the post. They put in their time and complete tours of duty. They train and they remain vigilant all the while doing that which we do on a daily basis. They have families that they love. They care for their community and for their neighbors. Yet, oh God, we are ever mindful that sacrifice has become their code of life. We thank you for the men and women who are veterans. Bless them with gratefulness of the people they have served. Assure them, O God, of the thanks of a nation indebted to their willingness to serve, and remind them of your holy word Well done, good and faithful servant. We thank you, Lord, for veterans who are prepared to lay down their lives for their country. As we publicly honor veterans this day, may we also look beyond to the hand of providence that upholds this nation. To you, O God, be all the glory and honor. And all God's people said, Amen.
Let's go, Brandy.
At this time, I'd like to introduce a gentleman that has lived up to his word. He promised us that this would be done, and look at that. It is done. Mayor Mohit.
What a great turnout. I think this is the largest turnout we've ever had for a Veterans Day parade. And you're right, after Memorial Day, when I took a look at this building, I said, Bob, we need to fix this and fast. So you're seeing the project is partially done. We have new sod in the front. I think the building looks fantastic. This day started out originally as Armistice Day to commemorate the end of World War I. It was the 11th hour, the 11th day, the 11th month. The first Armistice Day was held in 1919. In 1954, it was changed to Veterans Day, and in 1975, it became Veterans Day on November 11th, not on a Monday. Some of the facts and figures about our military. Currently, we have 2 million citizens that are serving on active and reserve duty. That represents about a little less than 1% of the population. To put that in comparison, in World War II, we had 16 men serving. That was about 11% of the population. And today we have about 7% of our population of veterans. And I was told only 5% will get to see a sunrise or a sunset on a Navy vessel. Our veterans have served in peacetime and in combat. And they're citizen soldiers. They're not career soldiers. Most of them serve a period of time, 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, and then return to civilian life. I'd like to highlight today one of those combat veterans. His name is Theodore Stewart Williams. You probably know him as Ted Williams, Hall of Fame outfielder for the Boston Red Sox. Ted served in 2 conflicts. He served in World War II for 3 years, and he was recalled again for the Korean War. He was John Glenn's wingman. And to show you what a smart guy John Glenn was, Ted Williams' eyesight was 20/10, and this is before radar. So he was able to see the enemy aircraft before anybody else. On one of those missions, he flew 39 combat missions. On one of those missions, he had to crash land his F-9F Panther on the deck. And his squadron mates were amazed that he got out of the cockpit and walked away from them. I researched his baseball statistics by his actual years played, and then I added back the additional 5 years that he would have had he been able to play those 5 years during the prime of his career. His batting average was .342. He would have had 3,452 hits. He would have ranked 6th on that list. He would have had 663 home runs and ranked 4th on that list. And he would have had 2,380 RBIs and ranked number 1. I will tell you that on his last trip to Fenway Park was the 50th anniversary of the All-Star Game. By that time, Ted had suffered a number of strokes. He came onto the field with a golf cart. Every one of those All-Stars came up and embraced him. Ted then went to the owner's box, and the color guard that day was a Marine color guard, and he asked the owner that the color guard come up and join him. And this is impressive. Ted Williams told those young Marines that of everything he had done in his life, the thing he was proudest of was that he was a United States Marine. And that's after all of his baseball accomplishments, he was still proudest that he served his country as a United States Marine. He was truly a member of the greatest generation. And they typified that with service above self. And I encourage all of you today to, if you see a veteran in the streets, to thank them for their service, because they are continuing that legacy of the greatest generation. All right. Our former mayor, Thomas Kelleher, passed away this year. Tom was a retired Marine. He was a lieutenant colonel. He served as the mayor of this town for 12 years. And I'd like to ask everybody to take your hats off and just have a moment of silence in Tom's memory. Thank you. We also have a proclamation which we'd like to present to the Veterans Commission. I want to thank you for holding this parade. I want to thank the students for their participation. And I want to thank everybody that helped with this parade. After a year and a half lockup of the COVID pandemic, it's nice that we're seeing return to normalcy. And I want to thank you and salute you with this proclamation.
Before I introduce the Grand Marshals, I would just like to introduce the members of the Township Council who are present. Please raise your hand when I call out your name. Council President Kevin Gagan. Councilwoman Lori Burek. Councilman Joshua Kopp. Councilman Matthew Latano. Councilwoman Maria Maruca. Councilman David Roderick. Councilman Terrence Turnbuck. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Steve Giordano, former specialist, 4th class. And Ralph Morantz, Vice Commander of the American Legion Post 129. I know there's some members who served with this guy over here. If you're in the audience, please step over the fence and just wave your hands. Thank you, guys. Purple Heart pinning ceremony for U.S. Army Specialist Stephen Giordano. I'm going to introduce Congressman Andy Kim.
I just wanted to thank everyone for coming out here today for us to honor all veterans, but also for us to honor a hero amongst us. It is an honor for us to be able to participate in this pinning, to honor somebody who has given so much for our country. So thank you so very much, everyone.
Now, it wasn't easy to get this next person coming up. I'd like to introduce Colonel Davidson, who is the commanding officer of this young gentleman right here, and he is going to pin the Purple Heart on him.
Hey, how we doing today, Tom Trevor? All right, so here in a short while, we're going to present Steve Giordano with the Purple Heart, an honor that's bestowed upon our soldiers, airmen, seamen, Marines, guardsmen, who have suffered injuries at the hands of the enemy in direct combat. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the story of Steve and what brings us here today. But before I do, Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, Council, Congressman, thanks so much for really bringing this honor. I think it reflects the heart of veterans who are here to honor their service and sacrifice over the years. And in so doing, I would just like to say a very special thanks and gratitude to all the veterans who are here today, and also our first responders, our police officers, and everything that you do to keep our keep our community safe. So in late summer of 2006, the situation in Iraq, as some of you who have served there may recall, had gotten fairly dire. Elements of Al-Qaeda, Iranian influence, others had released a surge of violence across the population that in many regards was truly horrific. And out of Fort Bragg, North Carolina, a special task force was formed for the sole purpose of hunting and destroying the Al-Qaeda network in Iraq. That task force was composed of not just Army Special Forces, but was truly a joint task force under a wonderful commander of all our top tier Special Forces units who specialize in these kind of things. But what they found out is there were many places in Iraq that they did not have the staying power to go into and have an effect. And it was determined that they needed a heavier force that could go in, take ground, hunt, seek, and find the enemy and destroy their capacity to conduct terrorist operations against not just U.S. forces and coalition forces, but against the Iraqi people themselves. We got the word at Fort Bragg in late August, and we began forming our task force. And shortly thereafter, in November, we deployed to Iraq, and we became specialists in night heliborne air assault operations over long distances. So imagine the effects of bringing in 600 paratroopers in the middle of the night, putting them in typically a 10 by 10 kilometer area, stacked up with all the capabilities that Special Forces could provide for the sole purpose of finding the enemy. At the time, we had started a campaign south of Baghdad, the area that had over time been under the control of Saddam Hussein and his tribal support groups, had coalesced into what we call a sanctuary zone, a place where the enemy would plan, create bombs, train fighters, and their strategy at the time was to attack Baghdad with a variety of means, but predominantly was the use of what we call vehicle-borne IEDs. So imagine a truck bomb driven by a suicide bomber, specially recruited for the purpose, that was resulting in indiscriminate killing all throughout Baghdad to a horrific degree. And we knew through intelligence that the enemy was using this particular area in which to build and create these very destructive things. So Task Force Falcon, which our unit became to be known as, commenced the fight south of Baghdad over a series of operations that ran almost 6 months. And it was on one of those particular operations where we had air assaulted in. It's probably about 2 in the morning. You know, we're executing our operations. We soon discover a very well hidden but very advanced chemical munitions laboratory that the enemy had been using to create, through commercially available chemicals, very toxic things that they would load onto these VBIDs and take into the fight. And it was these gentlemen right here who were responsible for finding that particular chemical production facility. But then during the course of the operations, when you typically find something of that high value, the enemy is going to do what they can do to try to prevent you from having an effect on that particular target. It was about the third day of the operation. We had established our task force command post in a kind of what I describe as a farming compound. It's the best way to describe it. From there, we would conduct command and control operations. And just so happened that Steve Giordano and his squad was detailed for that particular mission to be part of my security package. So Steve and his comrades were on the perimeter doing what they do, as many of you I know have done through the years, standing watch to protect their fellow warriors. And as the day was coming on, I was about 30 yards away when I hear this explosive, very powerful blast go off. I knew immediately we were under attack. The enemy had infiltrated through a particular canal to get several close-in shots on us in what we would describe as a near ambush. Stephen was on point out at the perimeter, and by the grace of God, was not killed. This RPG round, and I don't know if you've ever seen or understand what even an RPG is, think a 60 millimeter warhead traveling at very high velocity. And just so happened, the enemy improperly fused it, is our assessment, because it hit a tree branch above Stephen's head and it went off. The nose cone of this thing landed in the lap of my XO, who just happened to be out on the front porch of this little veranda we were in. And we very rapidly got after taking care of this guy to make sure he was okay, but getting after the enemy who was posing a dire threat to us, which we took care of in very short order. As the operation unfolded, and I can tell looking at Steve as he was getting up, as you could well imagine, a bit of a state of shock, covered in dust. I was talking to him, but I could tell he could not hear a word I was saying. We took care of him very quickly. But because the fluid nature of that dynamic operation, it was opted with our medics on the scene to keep him in the fight from a safety piece. There's just some things going on where, in many cases, it precluded us from getting in medevacs right away when we needed it. So he stayed in the fight and was later treated for his injuries. We concluded the mission, kind of a fun story. So we never left anything in the hands of the enemy before we left. These guys know this very well. We had a B-1 bomber on station for some of you Air Force vets in the crowd. We were ready to strike this, but it just so happened it was Easter Sunday. This type of strike required SecDef approval. We could not get that, so we opted to destroy the contents of this chemical munitions factory by other methods. Extracted, and I should say that by this point in our deployment, we have been operational almost 6 months or so. Our sergeants became exceptionally skillful at what we did. Our soldiers were top-notch, and we knew that we had the weight of mission on our shoulders to have the right effects that we needed to protect our fellow soldiers across Iraq. And because of this campaign and the actions of these men before you, we were able to absolutely eliminate any VBID production capacity down south and several other areas as well. And you saw a precipitous drop in those type of attacks in Baghdad. And it is a testament to the courage, the honor, the fidelity of men such as these that can step to the fore, go in, do their job. And as I'm often asked, why do soldiers fight for one another? And I would give you a very simple answer. It is pure love for each other. I will tell you that two gentlemen I would like to recognize who are part of our task force, Sergeants Dan Rossblock and Roy Towers, both of whom have served that entire deployment with Stephen on the ground. Both of them have come in long distances today to be part of this great ceremony, to honor Stephen. I'm sure you would probably surmise are highly decorated veterans for what they have done in support of our nation, in support of our country, and getting the mission done. With that, I wanted to thank I know that Stephen, Laura, hey, great to have the whole Giardino, Tony, great to have the whole Giardino clan out here. Stacy's wife, so Stacy was, she could be I think one of those secret operative types, because she was able to find me, track me down. They got me, infiltrated me, so to say, to be here today, and I humbly accept it because it is my honor and privilege to do so. I love these guys and everyone that has served with us, and trust me, it's the least I could do. With that, we're going to go ahead and present the award of the Purple Heart to Stephen Giordano. A bit about the Purple Heart, as many of you probably know, it was created in 1782 by our first president and commander of the Continental Army, General George Washington. It was created as a means to recognize exemplary service and merit on the field of battle for veterans of the Revolutionary War. And it's just so fitting that during that time period, there were 3 Purple Hearts that were awarded. All 3 of those went to the non-commissioned officer, the sergeants, that had served well and had made an impact in the fight to bring independence to our country. It kind of fell by the wayside after that, but in the mid-1930s, General Douglas MacArthur, in his role, recreated the award itself, and it was to be granted to servicemen and women who suffered wounds at the hands of the enemy in a valorous fashion in direct combat with the enemy. And with that, Stephen, come on up here, please. And Dan, if you would, please publish yours. Come on up here, Dan.
Attention to orders. To all who shall see these presents, greetings. This is to certify that the President of the United States of America, with the pursuant authority vested in him by Congress, has awarded the Purple Heart to Specialist Stephen Giordano.
I stand up here a humbled man. This is truly amazing. It's an honor and a privilege to be up here. To everyone, thank you so much. To my family and friends, you're all amazing. My wonderful wife for doing these I don't even know, I can't even say the word, these amazing things that she does. It's truly amazing. Thank you, I love you so much. Yeah, I mean, this is it. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to leave you with this toast that I like to say. And no, it's good. It's not bad. A couple people know it. So I don't have a drink, but here's to stealing, drinking, fighting. If you steal, may you steal a woman's heart. If you fight, may you fight for a brother. And if you drink, may you drink with a veteran. Thank you. Go get your free Bloomin' Onion and Outback Steakhouse.
One final thing we'd like to do, because we know no warriors fight alone, and I brought something today that represents all of us. And this particular flag was flown in 2007 over our base camp in Iraq. That's probably still has a little Iraq dust on it. But I wanted to make this special presentation to where's she at? Mrs. Stacy Giordano, for all the work she has done, all the support she's done for us. Stacy, I'm not. Well, you come on up here. I didn't want to have to force her out of the crowd. Come on up, Stacy. I think the folks on the That was fast. But Stacy, this is for everything. And I'll just close by saying once again, it's an honor for us to be here today and to share this wonderful day with each and every one of you. Thank you so much.
Colonel, before you leave, I just want to say one thing. Those are real spit shine boots. And this young gentleman, I'm sure he traveled from a warmer climate than here. All right, I introduced Andy Kim, our congressman. And Andy, would you like to say a few words?
I don't feel like I can follow such a beautiful pitting ceremony, so all I would like to do is just further acknowledge the heroes amongst us. So thank you so very much for your service.
I'd also like to introduce Assemblyman John Catalano, Ocean County Commissioner Virginia Ginny Haynes, Barbara Kim Hagman, and past commander of the New Jersey Veterans of Foreign Wars.
Are we still in mourning? Yes, we are. Good morning, everyone. Welcome home. Take care. I'm a past state commander of the Veterans of Foreign Wars, and though I know this is very hard to follow, I do have my orders as well from National. So I have a speech prepared. I want to begin today by expressing my gratitude for everyone for joining us and for me allowing me the opportunity to speak. Going all the way back to the American Revolution, for everyone who served, there was no question what they were fighting for. It was for their house, their home, their business, their farm, their village, town, or city, and it was for freedom, and these guys did that. That freedom has transcended generations, not because it has been guaranteed or has come easy, but because over the years, selfless Americans have continued to stand up, raise their right hand, and commit to ensuring liberty for all. Again, we have three gentlemen standing right here. Today we celebrate the million veterans who have ensured our freedom since America's humble beginning. We celebrate their determination, dedication, and unwavering patriotism. Through the war and in time of peace, American veterans have remained committed to ensuring our great country remains the land of the free, and it is surely the home of the brave. Throughout our history, time and again, our veterans have answered the call to service with resolve and resilience, and we have reaped the many benefits of that selflessness. For many in our country today, it is just another day. They may be home or at work or out running errands and other things, oblivious to this occasion. But for those of us here today, we know the importance of this day, the importance of honoring the sacrifice of the relative few who afforded each and every American the opportunity to live free of tyranny and fear. Since the VFW was founded in 1899, we, through our 1,000 of posts and millions of members, have worked diligently to turn indifferences towards veterans into making a difference for veterans. While we cannot fully repay the debt of gratitude we owe this special group of individuals, we turn by celebrating them today. We teach our children of their sacrifices. We encourage others to show their support and appreciate at every turn. We work to honor our veterans, not just on Veterans Day, but every single day. Every day is Veterans Day. Every American citizen, each of you here today, has a role to play in carrying forward the legacy of our freedom. That one reason why it's so important that we continue to reach out and support our newest generations of veterans. Those who have returned from the front lines in Afghanistan, and help pick them up when they are down, offer support through our transition to civilian life, and help carry them when they are weary and feeling alone. We can never repay that debt we owe our nation's heroes, but it remains our duty to try. Today, the more than 1.5 million members of the VFW celebrate and honor the millions of veteran American heroes who have selflessly gone wherever and whenever they were called. I hope today serves to motivate us all with a renewed sense of patriotism, purpose, and pride, for America is truly the best country on this earth as a direct result of those who served. I want to thank my brothers and my sisters in arms. I am Army. Happy Veterans Day to you. To our World War II veterans, thank you. To our Korean veterans, you are definitely not forgotten. To our Vietnam veterans, welcome home. And to our care of you whenever you need it. Don't hesitate to call. I am with the local VFW. As I stated, I am a past state commander. My phone has gone off at 2 and 3 in the morning, no questions asked. We deal with it because I am not going to have a suicide on my hands. With that said, happy Veterans Day to each and every one of you. God bless our troops and God bless America.
I'd like to introduce Assemblyman John Catalano.
Thank you very much for the invitation. What a glorious morning in Toms River, New Jersey, huh? To our distinguished guests and their family, I'm honored to be able to say a few words and honor our veterans and their families. I was warned, never start your speech with a cliché, but I hope you'll pardon me today. When I think of our nation's 30th president, I cannot help but think, still waters run deep. Ronald Reagan found a mentor in Calvin Coolidge, as do I, and for good reasons. He spoke so little that he earned the nickname Silent Cal. Yet this president, who occupied the Oval Office those years following the first Armistice Day, shared so much wisdom when he did speak or write. He deeply cared for those who served our great country. In one such speech from October 1921, called The Title of American, and in his 3,600 word from that speech came a quote that stuck with me. A country which is worth defending takes care of its defenders. Let me repeat that. A country which is worth defending takes care of its defenders. This question was unthinkable a short while ago, but attacks from a few local citizens forced us to ask, is the United States of America a country still worth defending? Yes, I believe so, as I know you do. When America was just a rebellious idea back in 1776, a brave group of men mutually pledged to each other their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor, because they believed that all men are created equal and endowed by their Creator with unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. When she was being torn apart by internal rebellion, less than 100 years later, Abraham Lincoln questioned whether a country could long endure. She did, but not without great cost to both sides. When she found herself drawn into the war to end all wars, World War I, more than 50 years later, and into World War II, a mere 25 years later, America's brave men answered the call to not only defend our hard-won freedoms at home, but to liberate Europe and indeed the world. Yet we know that the United States of America is more than a country, more than a geographic location on a map. The United States of America is a state of mind, a commitment to freedom, and a determination to protect our God-given rights codified in our Constitution. For more than 25 million men and women who have served our country since its founding on that cloudy, warm Philadelphia day 245 years ago, the United States of America is indeed an idea worth defending. So how do we, free men and women, who are free indeed because of other sacrifices, defend our defenders? We defend our defenders by living by the Constitution many of us have sworn to uphold and all of us live under. Our Constitution and our freedoms were not above their pay grade to defend, nor should they be above any American's pay grade to know, to live, to cherish. We defend our defenders by caring for them always, the young recruit, to the service members injured in combat, to the troops far away from home, hoping to hug their children again, to the widow and orphan who will never feel those hugs, to the veteran living out his or her last days in our veterans' homes. Today, let's honor all of them. We thank all of them. We remember all of them. President Reagan, in his 1985 Veterans Day speech, said, "All we can do for our heroes is remember them and remember what they did. And memories are transmitted through words." I'd like to repeat that. We can never ever do for our heroes is remember them and remember what they did. And memories are transmitted through words. And Silent Cal before him said, "When we consider the service that you and your comrades performed, that you saved America and doing it saved the world, we realize something of the gratitude that is due, something of the glory that you have won. Your countrymen will ever hold these among their choicest treasures. A country which is worth defending takes care of its defenders. Let us be worthy of them." I thank you, and I thank your families for your service, and may God bless all of you. And with all the difficult and troubling times, God bless America. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce the famous Virginia Haynes, Commissioner of Ocean County.
Good morning, everyone. I'm definitely not famous. First, I just want to congratulate our men and women that are served in the military, but especially these individuals up here. I'm very, very proud of you, as we all are proud of all our veterans. I just have a few words to say. It is always my pleasure to be before the people of Ocean County. Yesterday, we began the celebration of the 250th anniversary of the American Revolution, which is something we're going to be celebrating many events through the years. The War of Independence was initiated by delegates from the 13th American colonies. We fought over the issue of U.S. independence from the British Empire. We won our battle for independence, and Americans have continued the fight today, ensuring our independence and freedom. We must never forget those who have sacrificed to keep these freedoms, and for those who today continue to keep American free. Let us not forget these men and women on Veterans Day. May God bless each and every one of you. May God bless our men and women serving in our U.S. military, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
David?
Okay, at this time, I just want to acknowledge and introduce the Veterans Commission members, and they're spread out around here somewhere, and they all have on jackets and possibly a hat like this. So, I'm David Corbin, I'm the Commission Chairman. Richard Monticello, my Vice Commander, he's over here. Scott Convery, he's out there somewhere. Raymond Latshaw, I don't think Ray came today, but he's one of the members, one of our veterans. Reverend Mazer, you heard from him earlier. George Convery, to my right. Terry Frichetto, she's one of our Gold Star mother. John Liatono, former Marine. Stan Mahan, he's a tooth man, he's a dentist. Anthony Moreno, he's out here again, somewhere. Lenny Myerson. Peter Hartman, one of our newest members. Paul Winnick, one of our former members. And Len Mueller, he's also out there somewhere. Where's Rich?
All right. So, on behalf of the Veterans Commission, we're going to do the essay contest winners. So, from intermediate school, first, we want me to go third place first? How we do it? However I want to do it. We'll go third place first from intermediate north. Samantha Fallon. right, second place from Intermediate North, Jelly. I don't want to mess up your name. Abyssinian. That's good. Whoever it was a great essay. And for first place from Intermediate East, Kieran Kanaga. Hopefully I didn't mess up your name. If I did, I'm sorry. Going to high school as well. All right, we're going to go first from High School North, Libby Diamond. Second place from High School East, Madeline Hay. Then we go into our first place winner from High School East, Shannon Briles. Now I'll hand it back to you, David. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we're going to the placing of the wreaths at the Veterans Memorial with Congressman Andy Kim, Barbara Hageman, and past Commander New Jersey Veterans of Foreign Wars. Then we will have the rifle salute by the Toms River Police Department, taps by Frank Hughes, high school North teacher, retired, and a Toms River Police Honor Guard. Followed by taps.